चलाए गए हैं।
Today, we would like to welcome a very distinguished guest with us to shed lights on a pressing issue that has been occurring in Pakistan, Mrs Ghazala Shafique. She has master's in economics, master's in divinity, and she's also a human rights activist. And she is a founding member in Minority March, and she has also helped the transgender community in Pakistan. So I would like to welcome her now.
Thank you, Suera.
So today's interview topic would be religious minorities. Religious minorities include Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, Parsis, and so on. There has been increasing cases of Bibles and churches being burned. Hindu temples are being burned, and the blasphemy law 295C and A constantly being misused. So to start off lightly, I wanted to ask you a question. What's your reaction and thoughts when you hear or see people say that these cases that occurred are purely fictional or made up stories? For example, एक केस था एक लड़की के ऊपर सोहाना कुमार, I don't know if I'm saying the name correctly, but उसके केस के अंदर she got forcefully taken away. जब उसके पेरेंट्स ने रिपोर्ट की थी तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इग्नोर कर दिया गया, पर उसके बाद जब कोर्ट के अंदर गए तो कोर्ट ने डिनाई कर दिया था हर राइट टू मीट हर पेरेंट्स। तो जब ऐसे केसेस होते हैं, कुछ लोग होते हैं जो बोलते हैं कि ये तो बस मेड अप स्टोरीज है, फिक्शनल है। अगर सच बोलते हैं तो बोलते हैं कि ये बहुत ज्यादा एग्जैजरेट करके आपने बोल दिया गया है। तो जब आप इन लोगों को देखती हैं या सुनती हैं तो आपका क्या रिएक्शन होता है या क्या बोलते हैं इन लोगों को?
You are very much right that things are always in especially in our country, mostly they are misunderstood. We are thankful to the social media today that you cannot hide things now. Through social media, truth comes out. I myself have 9 girls. Their cases are in the courts of law. They are from age 12 to 16. They were all forcibly taken away. They were converted and they were married off to much older men, of even older than their fathers. Like if the girl is 12 years old, she's married to a 45 years old man, and it's not only that they call it marriage, but they take these girls into prostitutions also. So I have started a shelter for these girls. I have named it Living Hope. So, like, these are the true stories, and now through social media you can see the burning of churches, the burning of holy Bibles, and lynching and putting on fire the Christian, like, you cannot deny now. I know they try to deny this by saying that these are exaggerated, these are false, or these are fictional, but who can deny on the 9th of November 2023, a young student, 17 or 18 years old, Farhan Kamar, who was a medical student, who was very brilliant. He was a Christian student. He was pursuing his career, education. He wanted to become a doctor to serve the society, to serve the Pakistani nation. But on a religious point, he favored Israel, and he had an argument with some Muslim men in his colony. And in the middle of the night, these people entered into his house. This man entered into his house and killed him in front of his parents, opened fire on him. He was injured. He was asking for water in front of their the eyes of their his parents. They were unable to give even water to him, take him to the hospital. This man kept the parents hostage, and their son was like suffering and crying and asking for help, but he died on spot. So this is like, we are thankful to social media now that the truth comes out now. So these are not fictional, these are not exaggerated stories. Who can forget the incident of Jadawala on 16th of August 2023? The whole world witnessed that what the extremist people did to the Christian communities, where 29 churches were burned and thousands of Christians were um forced to leave their houses. Their houses were put on fire. Within few hours, they had lost everything. Everything. Not only churches were put on fire, but their houses were put on fire. The young girls, children, elderly women, elderly men, they had to spend nights in the open fields. So these are not exaggeration. These are not fictional. We live here. Maybe you don't live here in Pakistan now, but I'm living here. We witness every day this sort of discrimination, this hostile attitude of extremist people towards minorities, and especially Christians and Hindus are mainly targeted by these extremist Muslims.
आपने एक केस यू मेंशन्ड अबाउट जड़ावाला का जो इट गॉट वेरी फेमस ऑन न्यूज़, फेसबुक के ऊपर भी इसकी वीडियोस बहुत ज़्यादा चल रही थी। जड़ावाला का जो केस था ना, उसके बारे में जब देख रही थी, बहुत सारी मैंने आर्टिकल्स भी इसके बारे में पढ़े थे। एक मैंने चीज़ नोटिस की थी कि आर्टिकल थोड़ी थोड़ी चीज़ ना, इट वॉजंट मैचिंग। ये मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि जब वैसे तो पाकिस्तान में जो जो राइटर्स होते हैं, जो ये ऑनलाइन के ऊपर लेके आते हैं, कभी कभी वो लोग मैच करके स्टोरीज नहीं लिखते, तो इस तरह से जब दूसरे लोग पढ़ते हैं तो बोलते हैं इस आर्टिकल के अंदर तो लिखा था कि ये कोई किसी बॉय ने ब्लास्फेमी की थी तो इस तरह से कर दिया, पर इस आर्टिकल में बोल रहे थे कि कोई कैथलिक जो चर्च था उसके अंदर एक प्रॉब्लम हुई थी, तो इस वजह से हुआ, इस वजह से लोगों ने, उनका जो एक्सट्रीमिस्ट थे उन लोगों ने बर्न कर दिया था। जब ऐसे होता है तो इसको जब होता है ना कि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट दे हियर न्यूज़ेस, इस वजह से भी कभी होता है कि लोग बिलीव नहीं करते, वरना तो बिलीव करते हैं पर दे आर हेजिटेंट ऑन इट। So what do you think, if you want to make someone reassured that this is happening, but it might not get full light in social media, but it is real, and how would you tell that to someone who doesn't know that much and has little knowledge?
Like people should understand this, that when something is burning, people are running away to save their lives. We like, I'm sitting in Karachi and this is happening in Jadawala. So, and it's a huge loss in different areas. So when we see from far, so everybody sees from a different perspective and they get to know different people. So whatever in this chaos they hear, they start writing about it. Like, we are again, I will say that we are thankful to the social media. Now we have the visuals which nobody can deny. The way the Bibles were burned, the way the churches were burned, the way the crosses were broken, the way people were attacked, the way the commissioner, the government officer, his office was attacked. Who can deny that? Like, I know the reports are different because the people sitting far away, they just, in this chaos, in this huge, where like everything is gone, your electricity gone, your connection to the other world is gone. So what little news you get in the beginning, you start writing about that. So that's why these news don't match with each other. But later on, when the government of reports come out, the organization National Commission on Justice and Peace and Human Rights Commission, the reports from these credible organizations, we should later on we should read those reports also, because they then send delegates there. When the delegates from international and national areas reach there, when they write their reports, they should match with each other. So this is the reason, because when a man is blamed of or a woman or a family is blamed of blasphemy, they had to run immediately. They go into hiding. If they get escape, they have to go into hiding. They don't talk to anybody. So what little knowledge comes out in the beginning, so people start writing about that, just to create awareness, just to get the news to the law enforcement agencies. So this is the reason we need to understand, we are uh, the people who write, they are not eyewitness at that time. But again, I would say always check the social media. Nowadays the videos come out, and those videos give the true picture what happens there.
मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, वैसे तो आप बहुत सारे केसेस में आपकी इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, और मुझे ये भी पता है कि बहुत सारे केसेस में आपने हेल्प की है जस्टिस लाने में, पर आप एक केस की एग्जांपल दे सकती हैं जिसके अंदर आपको ऐसा लगे कि जो रिलीजियस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन का इश्यू है वो बहुत सिवियर है. सो बेसिकली प्रोवाइडिंग एग्जांपल ऑफ वन केस दैट हाईलाइट्स द severity of religious discrimination.
Yeah, there are so many. Why? Who can deny the case of Asia Bibi? World knows about this case. Then who does not know about Shafkat and Shagufta? This was a couple, and the Shafkat is uh, disabled. He's on a wheelchair. So they were, and they are parents of 4 children. They were behind the bars for 8 years, Shafkat and Shagufta. And after 8 years, they were awarded death sentence. Then they got relief from the Supreme Court of Pakistan, but that the case was false. But who will bring these 8 years back to Shafkat and Shagufta? I met this couple personally in Europe, Belgium, and I heard their stories. Shafkat and Shagufta's daughter went mad at that time. Now she's okay, she's doing fine, she has started studies. Like, you, how can you imagine a 4-year-old girl gets to know that her mother is in prison, and she cannot meet even to her mother? So there are several stories. I would say Anwar Kenneth, he's 65 years old now. He's in the prison for last 23 years. He's also a victim of blasphemy case. Um, he does not have family. He had only one son. His son left the country because of fear that if he stays here, he will get killed. So nobody is here to follow or pursue the case of Anwar Kanath. So when Shafkat and Shagufta got relief from Supreme Court after 8 years of imprisonment, Shafkat told that there is a man named Anwar Kanath. He's a Christian. He's in the prison and he's there for last 23 years. And now he's 65 years. Now his case has been taken up by some NGO, and they are pursuing now. They have started pursuing his case. Even if he gets justice from Supreme Court of Pakistan, who will return his 23 years who he has spent in the prison? And nobody knows if he will get out or not. Like, what a joke. The same is with Asia Bibi. She was without children in the prison for 9 years. There are so many cases which I can bring into your notice. And then here in Sindh, the Professor Notan Lal, he's a Hindu professor, highly educated. He was running a school. He was a principal there. His wife was highly educated. She was teaching. They were contributing to the well-being of the society. But one day, when a student of class 7th, he was not doing well in his studies, the principal called him and rebuked him. He just went to the area cleric, Muslim cleric, and told a wrong story. And the whole village came and attacked the Professor Notan's school. They destroyed everything. This was on social media. And now Professor Notan is still in the jail. So there are so many heartbreaking stories here. Every day, this is not story. These are facts which we face every day here in Pakistan. Personally, the girls who become victim of forced conversion and forced marriages, 12 years old girls. Neha's case I can refer to you because she came to me when she was victim of this forced marriage. And now she's 16. Her case is still going on. She lived in my house, and we are taking care of her case. We are taking care of her education. We are taking care of her well-being because her her father is mentally sick, and her mother is still captive in the hands of those Muslims, Baloch people. So she was left with nobody. So we have taken her as an adopted child. So we are taking care of her, and her life was so miserable, so miserable. The man was 49 years old and she was 12 years old, and she was like tortured. She was malhandled. She was raped multiple times. Then she got escaped from there, and they just produced a letter that she's a Muslim and she is 19 years old. Where is she? Through the ossification test, medical test, through bones where you testify your actual age. So through her ossification medical test, she was proved that she was 12 years old. And still her case is going on in the court. These are the cases I can name you. Neha, this is reported in the English newspapers also and Urdu newspapers. Then Arzu Raja case, I personally dealing Arzu Raja case. Then there is one other girl, Zarish. She was taken and she was not only getting raped by the abductor, but that man was giving this small child to other men also for prostitution. So these I especially take legally. I provide legal assistance, and then we provide them shelter. We provide them counseling, medical counseling, dealing with their trauma, and then help them to rehabilitate and help them to get back to normal life, and then try to give them education. So these are the names of the girls which I am dealing with their cases directly.
These 2 to 3 questions were on the problems. Now moving on towards what we can do or what the solutions can be. Do you think that with international pressure on Pakistan, there can be any potential improvement that can happen related to this issue?
Yes, there are things which needs to be done, like uh, there are laws which are present here in Pakistan, but the implementation is the biggest problem due to non-implementation of those laws and not no awareness of on those laws. So people are getting more and more difficulty. They are suffering. I always say that in Pakistan gets financial help or a loan from IMF. So when IMF gives a loan to Pakistan, they put lot of restrictions, lot of requirement or conditions which Pakistan has to fulfill to get that loan. So when international agencies, international organizations, international or other countries, they help Pakistani government and the Pakistan different organizations, though, so they should keep a check and balance on them. कि जब तक आप उनसे पूछेंगे नहीं, जैसे अभी जीएसपी प्लस जो स्टेटस है, वी गेट द ग्रांट, वो दे देते ग्रांट, लेकिन लाइक थ्रू फ्लड लास्ट ईयर देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ फ्लड, तो फ्लड में लॉट ऑफ कंट्रीज सेंड हेल्प टू पाकिस्तान, लेकिन वो हेल्प क्योंकि थ्रू गवर्नमेंट आती है, और वो जो माइनॉरिटीज होती जैसे हिंदू हैं, जो क्रिश्चियंस है, वो नहीं ये उन तक नहीं पहुंचती। वो क्रिश्चियंस को नफरत करते हुए नहीं देते, हिंदूज को लाइक ऐसी हमने स्टोरीज विटनेस की कि हिंदूज वो मीट नहीं खाते, तो उनके लिए उनको कहा जाता था, जब कोई खाना देने भी जाता था, कि आपने खाना है तो यही खाएं, अदरवाइज नहीं। और क्रिश्चियंस को रिलीजियस फेथ पे जब उनको कहा जाता है ये क्रिश्चियन है, तो हम क्रिश्चियन हैं, तो उन्हें कहते थे नहीं, ये मदद आपके लिए नहीं है। कोविड में भी हुआ, यहाँ तक जब वो ज़कात, बहुत सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने यहाँ पर कहा नहीं, ये क्रिश्चियंस के लिए हेल्प नहीं है। तो जब ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस या डिफरेंट कंट्रीज हेल्प करती हैं, मैं कहती हूँ कि इट शुड बी डायरेक्ट, इट शुड बी कंडीशनल, कुछ पैरामीटर्स होने चाहिए, और उन पैरामीटर्स पर अमल करके पाकिस्तान की गवर्नमेंट को भी पूछना, गवर्नमेंट तो अच्छा करना चाहती है, लेकिन जब तक उससे पूछा नहीं जाएगा, वो भी अदारों से नहीं पूछेंगे और अदारे अपनी मर्जी करते जाएंगे। मैं उसकी एक एग्जांपल आपको देती हूँ, क्योंकि आई विल कम बैक टू जड़ावाला अगेन। The head of police department in Punjab, IG, which we called IG, the topmost, जब वो गया जड़ावाला to visit, to see the law and order situation there in Jadawala, the man who was there with him on his right hand, visiting all these troubled areas, all these persecuted people, that man was a man who was instigating mob, who was instigating people to burn the churches, to burn people, to kill them. there has no justice been done in Jarawala. So the international organizations, international countries, because everybody wants peace on earth, everybody wants good life, everybody wants peace and harmony. But unfortunately, in Pakistan, religious minorities are suffering a lot, and international community should um, take it serious notice of it, because they can put pressure on Pakistan. They can ask question like, we are weak here in, we minorities are weak here in Pakistan. We cannot ask questions to them. We cannot put conditions on them. We cannot uh, demand anything from them because we are already persecuted. So I think the international community should come forward and take the responsibility and ask the Pakistani government for the better attitude, better opportunities for the minorities, because uh, we all, as a human being, are equal human beings.
Um, One more question I had related to solutions that can help these communities was that issues like religious discrimination or religious persecution, इसके ऊपर काम तो होता है, पर कभी कभी बीच में ही रुक जाता है, वरना तो ज्यादा फोकस नहीं दिया, ज्यादा ज्यादा फंड्स नहीं दिए जाते इसके ऊपर। और इसका मेन रीजन यही होता है कि इशू जो होता है, जो पॉलिटिकल और वरना तो कल्चरल, जो पॉलिटिकल एंड कल्चरल जो सेंसिटिविटी होती है ना इसके ऊपर, उसकी वजह से थोड़ा थोड़ा इसके ऊपर इश्यू बीच में आ जाता है, जिसको बंद कर देता है, वरना तो बीच में रुकावटें आ जाती हैं। तो आप इसके बारे में क्या सोचती है, एंड हाउ डू यू हैंडल विद दिस इशू ऑफ हैविंग political and so much cultural sensitivity when you're trying to work and solve solutions for religious discrimination?
लाइक एक चीज तो बेटा समझे, रिलीजन इज अ पर्सनल मैटर ना, ये सोशल मैटर नहीं है। फेथ या रिलीजन और या आपका रिलेशनशिप विद गॉड इज अ वेरी पर्सनल मैटर। और जब पर्सनल मैटर है तो इसको लोग सोशली एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते, कल्चरली एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते, जो फर्क होती है। तो इस वजह से जब किसी का अगर मेरे ईमान की वजह से, मेरे फेथ की वजह से मेरे साथ कुछ हुआ है, तो वो दूसरा उससे रिलेट नहीं करेगा ना, क्योंकि ये सोशल इशू नहीं है, ये कल्चरल इशू नहीं है। और फिर अनफॉर्चुनेटली पाकिस्तान में ये है कि हमारा जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक और प्रिंट मीडिया है, वो ऐसी परसिक्यूशन की रिपोर्टिंग भी नहीं करता। अगेन थैंक टू सोशल मीडिया, जो कि प्राइवेटली लोग अब रिपोर्टिंग कर देते हैं, बट जो नेशनल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक और प्रिंट मीडिया जो परसिक्यूशन होती है क्रिश्चियंस की या माइनॉरिटीज की, उसको रिपोर्ट नहीं करता। तो इसको सोशल और कल्चरल या पॉलिटिकली इसको एक्सेप्ट करवाना इट्स अ डिफिकल्ट टास्क। और फिर एक ऐसे मुल्क में जहां वी आर ओनली माइनॉरिटीज, हिंदू, क्रिश्चियन, सिख, पारसी, atheist, all other minorities, we are only 3% and 97% are Muslims. So in such situation where we have discriminatory laws also present in the constitution, so it is really difficult to bring it culturally or socially prominent or acceptable. So the other thing, जब whenever जब कोई वाक्या होता है ना, उस वक्त तो मीडिया भी और रिलीजियस लीडर्स भी और पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स भी, उस वक्त सब लोग एक वीक के लिए, 2 वीक के लिए या 1 मंथ के लिए ऑल बिकम सो एक्टिव, पीस की बात शुरू कर देते, हारमोनी की बात शुरू कर देते हैं। बट जैसे जैसे 2-3 वीक्स 4 वीक्स गुजरते हैं, वो सब कुछ खत्म हो जाता है। तो सोल्यूशन के लिए जरूरी है कि ये जो पीस बिल्डिंग है, हारमनी है, ये कॉन्स्टेंटली थ्रू आउट द ईयर होना चाहिए, 365 डेज होना चाहिए। इसको जो नेशनल मीडिया है उसके ऊपर अदर माइनॉरिटीज को भी मौका मिलना चाहिए जो यहाँ नहीं मिलता। हमारी जो सिर्फ क्रिश्चियन चैनल्स हैं, हम क्रिश्चियन या हिंदू चैनल्स वो अपना प्रीच कर सकते हैं, बट नेशनल मीडिया पे हमें चांस नहीं मिलता। तो नेशनल मीडिया पे जो अदर माइनॉरिटीज हैं उनको भी चांस मिलना चाहिए, थ्रू आउट होना चाहिए। और जो पीस बिल्डिंग के ये जो हारमनी के प्रोग्राम्स किए जाते हैं, दिस इज वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट कि वो होटल्स के अंदर किए जाते हैं, बड़े सोफिस्टिकेटेड माहौल में किए जाते हैं, और वहां पर सिर्फ एजुकेटेड क्लास लोगों को बुलाया हुआ होता है। वो तो ऑलरेडी सेंसिटाइज्ड है। असल इशू तो कम्युनिटीज के अंदर है। ये प्रोग्राम्स कम्युनिटीज के अंदर और एरियाज के अंदर और स्लम एरियाज के अंदर और विलेजेस के अंदर जाके होने चाहिए, ताकि लोगों को दूसरे फेथ का भी पता चले, दूसरे फेथ के लोगों के कल्चर का भी पता चले, और उनको पता चले कि ये दे आर सेम, वो डिफरेंट नहीं है। तो ये जो होटल्स के अंदर ये जो हम पीस एंड हारमनी के प्रोग्राम करते हैं ना, और बड़ी 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 जगहों पे, वो टोटली वेस्ट ऑफ मनी है। क्योंकि वो वहां जो लोग आते हैं वो मेरे जैसे लोग आएंगे जो सेंसिटाइज्ड हैं, जो सिविलाइज्ड हैं, जो एजुकेटेड हैं, जो ऑलरेडी पीस एंड हारमनी को समझते हैं। एक्चुअली ये अब ट्रेंड चेंज होना चाहिए। ये आम कम्युनिटीज के अंदर, आम एरियाज के अंदर जाकर, जहां लोग एजुकेटेड नहीं है, ऑन द ग्राउंड जाकर ये प्रोग्राम्स मुनक्कद करने चाहिए, और थ्रू आउट द ईयर होने चाहिए। और पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप से भी मिलने की जरूरत है। हम जो रिलीजियस माइनॉरिटीज हैं, हमें जाकर पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स से भी मिलने की जरूरत है, उनको अपने प्रॉब्लम्स बताने की जरूरत है, ताकि उनसे डिमांड करने की जरूरत है कि आप जब तक माइनॉरिटीज के इशू को अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में नहीं, पार्टी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में नहीं लाएंगे, हम आपको वोट नहीं देंगे। तो हम माइनॉरिटीज को भी ज्यादा एक्टिव होने की जरूरत है, और यूथ को आगे आने की जरूरत है, और इसको नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर बातचीत करने की जरूरत है। क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में एक्सट्रीमिज्म बढ़ती जा रही है, जो कि पाकिस्तान की गवर्नमेंट के लिए भी एक लम्हा फिक्रिया है, क्योंकि इट ब्रिंग्स बैड नेम टू आवर कंट्री, विच इज नॉट गुड।
थैंक यू। ये जो आपने सारी बातें बोली उससे मैं बहुत ज़्यादा अग्री भी करती हूँ, और मैं भी कोशिश करूँगी कि आगे से मैं भी इसी ग्लोबली, वैसे अब मैं पाकिस्तान में नहीं रहती पर इधर जब मैं इसी दूसरे कंट्री में रहती हूँ, इस कंट्री के अंदर लोगों को भी बता सकूँ और एक फोकस ला सकूँ इस इश्यू के ऊपर। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द इंटरव्यू टुडे एंड फॉर टेकिंग द टाइम आउट, एंड ऑल्सो it is our hope that by discussing these matters openly, we can contribute to a better future for religious minorities in Pakistan and beyond. And to any potential viewers that will be watching this interview, we will encourage you to stay informed, encouraged to put efforts into promoting tolerance and understanding among these diverse communities. Thank you.